Hey everybody, welcome back to the Workman's Whiskey. I'm Bobby. Guys, tonight's review is Widow Jane. And Widow Jane was suggested to me by a friend. And I'd seen it before. It was a little bit higher price-wise than I usually like to pay for a whiskey. But you got to treat yourself once in a while. Yesterday was my birthday, guys. I turned 35. So thought, why not? Let's treat yourself right. So been working hard, been working some weekends, and had a little bit of extra money. So here we are, Widow Jane. This bottle retails for right around $60 or so here in California. But it's intriguing, guys. I mean, I started watching reviews and reading up on Widow Jane here. And just the backstory was pretty cool. I love historical stuff. I love a good story attached to a whiskey. And Widow Jane was named for the Widow Jane mine in Rosendale, New York, which is a cement mine that goes back to the 1820s. And it's been involved with a lot of historical buildings, monuments. The Widow Jane mine, it's an old cement mine, and they've used the cement for building parts of the Statue of Liberty, the base, I believe, of the Statue of Liberty, the Washington Monument, the Brooklyn Bridge, part of the U.S. Capitol building. So pretty historical, cool stuff coming out of this mine. And the reason they call this Widow Jane is because the water they use in this, the natural, I believe, limestone water that they use in this whiskey here, comes from that mine. So kind of neat to know that the water in this bottle here comes from the same mine that helped build all these really cool parts of U.S. history. So anyway, finally decided to take the plunge, go ahead and buy this thing. And guys, I'll tell you right now, I don't really know what to expect. As you can see, some is missing, but every time I've tried this, I think about 3 different times now. Every time I try this whiskey, it changes. When I first opened it, I'll be honest with you, I wasn't too impressed, especially for the price tag, $60. I wanted more out of it. It's 10 years old. I mean, it says 10 years old. They blend different whiskeys together to make this product. Each of those whiskeys being at least 10 years old. They have to use the youngest age statement whiskey, and they put that on the bottle. So the youngest whiskey in this is at least 10 years old. But I wasn't too thrilled with it at first. I mean, it was good, but not $60 good. But each time I've tried it, with the oxidization, it's been getting better and better. So if you guys do get this, before I even get into the review, if you end up buying this bottle, give it some airtime. Definitely let some, once you open it up, give it some time. I'm not talking about minutes or hours. I'm talking days. Give it a few days to open up a bit. So with that said, I'll read you the back of this bottle, and we'll get to it. So, it says, reviving the lost art of marrying the finest whiskeys, Widow Jane 10-year-old is our signature bourbon. Hand-assembled in Brooklyn using the richest and rarest straight bourbons, only ever in 5-barrel batches, non-chill filtered, and proofed with our own mineral water from the legendary Rosendale mines of New York. We deliver a whiskey unique in its intensity and complexity. So, and as I said, it's Widow Jane, aged 10 years, youngest whiskey in this being 10 years old. It's pure limestone mineral water from the legendary Rosendale mines of New York. Blend of straight bourbons. Batch, and if anybody finds the same batch to try out, I'll be interested to see what you think. Other batches too, guys. Let me know what y'all think about this one. Batch number 28, bottle number 141, 2018. It's not too high proof, guys. It's 91 proof, So 45.5% ABV. So with that said, let's give it a pour. All right. So take a look at it in the glass here. It's a nice, it's a good solid amber color. I don't know. It's almost like a deep copper. I'd call it a solid amber. One thing I will say about this, and I might have mentioned it before, but it's kind of thin. I was surprised about that. It's not very viscous. You know, viscosity's pretty thin here, guys. So got some good char in it though. Let's give it a nose. Guys, and as I said, this has changed every time I've opened this bottle. And again, this is surprising me a bit. So, and it's been better every time, every single time. The fruit notes are coming out more and more. I get baked apples in this, cherry. You get some dried fruits as well, like raisins. Some good, back to the baked apple note, almost like a pie. You know, it's got those baking spices in it. It's vanilla in there, but it's almost like a vanilla slash like custardy type note that I'm getting here. Man, it's getting better and better. I mean, I keep on saying it, I know, but this is good. This is getting really good, guys. So sweet, spicy, not too much rye spice I'm getting on the nose, but let's see what we get on the palate here. Again, and it's getting, I mean, it's smooth, guys. This is very smooth. At first, there was a bit of a bite to it. You know, for 91 proof, it was biting pretty hard. Again, that air did a lot of magic to it, really. There's a little bit of, I mean, you get a little bit of, you know, I wouldn't even call it burn. You know, it prickles the tongue a little bit. But it's mostly, I'm mostly getting, I think that comes from the spice I'm getting, you know. I mean, on the palate, you're getting more of the rye spice. You get baking spice as well, cinnamon, clove. You know, just, it's a good spicy whiskey. Some of that oak spice as well, guys, you know, good, yeah, just the spicy notes that come from the oak itself. You know, with the youngest whiskey in here being at least 10 years old, yeah, that's, you know, it's no surprise, really. There's a lot going on with this, though. Take another sip. And back to the fruit notes, guys. So I get cherry on here, or cherry in here. I get the baked apples again, the dried fruits, you know, some raisins and dates type of notes. But it's funny. I mean, it's all over the board. I'm also getting a little bit of citrus in this one. Kind of an orangey type thing going on. Maybe like it's funny. It's not so much of a, you know, the pulp, you know, the fruit part of the orange. It's more of a kind of an orange marmalade thing going on, which I love. Those vanilla notes, again, almost a dessert type vanilla note, custardy type note. There's just a lot going on for this one, guys. It's still a little bit thin in the glass for my taste. I like a nice viscous, you know, thicker whiskey. That's just my personal taste, but it's still very good. Let's take another sip and give it a score here, guys. I like the way the oak comes through. It just, the spice, between the fruit notes, you get a little bit of a butterscotch type note to it, but it's kind of more in the background. But the fruit notes, the spicy notes, that vanilla, the oak, just it's got a lot of good stuff going on for it, guys. And I'm nitpicking a little bit, I think, when I complain about the kind of thinness of this whiskey. It is a little bit thin, but it's still very, very good. And I'm going to take one more sip and then give it a score, guys. I would give this $60. I still think is maybe a little bit more than I would have wanted to pay for it. If it was a little bit lower, mid 40s, maybe $50, I'd feel a little bit better about it. But it's still very, very good. If it was down in that mid 40 price range, I'd give it a score in the 90s. To be honest with you, I'd probably give it a 92, something like that. But with it being a little bit too high, in my opinion, I'm gonna give it somewhere more around an 80, an 87, 88, right in there. Still a very good whiskey though, and worth a try for sure. Try it out. It's got a lot of great flavor, guys, and it's only getting better. Who knows? Next time it might, even with the price, it might even be bumped up closer to a 90, because I'm liking this more and more as it goes. So give it some air. Definitely try it out though. You're gonna be glad that you did. And that's it for Widow Jane, right there around 87, 88, as I said. And that's it for now, guys. Got a lot of good reviews coming up. Hope you guys are doing well. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Everybody who usually leaves comments, please do. Love talking to you guys. And as I said, hope you're all doing well. That's it for now, guys. Tomorrow's Sunday, so go Niners. Got those Falcons. So my buddy Adam, if you're out there, we're coming for you, buddy. So that's it. Till next time, guys. Cheers.